Hey, it's time for this week's Ask a Dad.
Oh, great.
Why don't you ask a dad?
So Kyle has first question, and by the way, when you go to twobaddads.com, you'll see the Ask a Dad tab right there. Just click submit. Ask us anything. He says, what is the most embarrassing thing your kids do in public? The one thing that would just make you drop everything you're doing and bolt. Mine is whenever they make a comment about someone who is severely overweight or someone with a disability.
Yes.
And they don't do it to be mean, but they, you know, like, for example, I'm hosting, emceeing a frickin' like a Wounded Warrior type charity run, right? And Cooper is with me. One of the recipients from last year. He was a very nice guy. He had one of his legs, lost one of his legs to what are the
IED?
Yeah, over in Iraq or Afghanistan. Anyway, and the whole time, and I could see Cooper was looking at it, and I brought him aside. I said, "Listen, Cooper," and I told him what happened. I said, "Listen, he was in the army, or he was, you know, in the military. He was overseas, and it was an explosion. He lost his leg. That's what we call a prosthetic leg." Where did you get it from? I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't matter, okay? So, Cooper, can I go to the bounce house? Yeah, they had a bounce house. Sure, go ahead. And I'm watching him off in the distance, and he gets distracted from the bounce house, from the soldier, and he goes right up to the soldier. They're about 100 yards away.
Oh, shit.
And I'm going, oh, my God. Oh, and I hear he's talking to him or whatever. And come to find out, of course, he came back, and I said, Cooper, what were you talking to him about? And he said, I asked him where he got his robot leg, and he told me Walmart. So at least the guy had a good sense of humor about it, because some people don't, right?
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids have done that too, where there's someone that is not like anybody they've ever seen before.
You might see someone with Down syndrome or whatever, and they don't know. Or
someone that's has dwarfism. Because I know that Billy did that one time. He's like, "Hey, Dad, look at that little guy." I'm like,
and they say it's so loud.
So loud.
I was passing somebody in Lowe's who was a guy didn't have any legs. He was in a wheelchair. Right as we're passing the guy in front of him, I was like, Dad, why does that guy have any legs? So I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
It's like you can feel your ass crack start sweating right whenever you know that they see them. Yeah. It's just, you start freaking out. I would agree it's something like that. Because there was this extremely overweight woman that was at Sweet Tomatoes one time. We were there eating. And they started to ask a question. I said, don't talk with your mouth full. And because she was literally a foot away from us. And they were pointing, and they had questions, and they were going to say something. I was like, no. Let's all just be quiet for a second. And I distracted them enough to where she walked away, and I'm like, hey, look, guys, not everybody looks like what you think they will look like. Right. Not everybody is kind of the same. There are some people with special qualities. So you can't blurt it out. That's not acceptable to do that. And so Billy's good with it. Jacques, however, is my honey badger. He just don't give a shit.
All right, Brianna's got the last one. I thought this was a really good question. Brianna said, I caught my son and his friends smoking weed in our backyard. I am not sure on how to go about this situation. My husband smokes weed daily. I have no issues with it at all. But him, being only 13, I am not sure how I should handle the situation.
Okay, where do they live? What's the address?
I don't know.
I just have to go see if it's like good pot first.
Well, I would ask her, first of all, does your kid know that the dad smokes it every day?
That's true. I have an issue with it at 13.
I do too.
And my issue is purely from a medical standpoint, that your frontal cortex is not developed completely.
The serious shit. You just said frontal cortex.
There's a
Who
lot.
Who are you?
There's a lot of your brain that has to completely develop before you should get into. And look, I'm not any better than that. We drank whenever I was 13. I probably shouldn't have. I wouldn't be as much of a shithead now. Maybe it.
Right.
What are you writing? Wait.
Seriously.
Seriously. All I'm saying is
don't leave this guy at home next week, okay?
You should definitely wait until you're older to have any kind of drug use. That would be mine.
Yeah, but she's asking how would you handle it though? She doesn't. How do you approach it?
I would explain that. I would go through a medical thing and explain it that way. The other thing too that you have to think about is future of a child whenever they're trying to get into a college. And if you have anything on your record from a police report because you got caught with that, it really fucks you up for a while. Even getting jobs or anything.
Unless your kids growing up in my hometown when I was in high school, because they're all on meth now anyway.
I know. Mine too. Those small Louisiana towns are fucked, man.
Doesn't matter. I would do the honest approach, what you said, and actually what the 2 points you brought up about the the vortex.
Yeah.
What is it?
I think it's the frontal lobe.
The getting into college thing. That's a good one too. So I would definitely say that, and I'm going to tell my kids, look. When you move out of the house, when you go to college or whatever, you're still my kid and I'm still paying for your college, but I can't babysit you, so you're going to be able to make these decisions on your own. But until then, I'm going to need you to respect me and abide by my rules when you're in my house. I don't know. I mean, I get it. It's just weed, but let's face it. I mean, it could lead to bad things. Like Josh said, they could end up in a bad situation, arrested for something, in jail. You know how it is. I just wouldn't take the chance. But I would just be honest with him.
You think her husband would be willing to give us a baggie because we answered her questions on the air?
I don't accept weed from anybody that I would have to really know and trust someone to accept their weed.
Okay. Can I bring this up? That probably about 8 months ago, you send me a text that says, "Hey, any way you could score me a couple of joints?"
Yeah, that was for somebody. That wasn't for me, though.
I understand. Oh, so you're saying that you would accept it from anybody for them, but
not I'm not smoking it. I don't care what the hell they do.
Whatever. So you ask me for it, the guy that never smokes,
right?
That I'm trying to. This brings up a good conversation.
But I know the seedy people you hang out with, though.
I really don't hang out with seedy people. Just
you work at a rock radio station, even part time. Still, come on.
No, I'm never around anybody. Right. So, but let me know. This is kind of a topic that maybe we should wait till next week. You can tell me. I'm not big into smoking weed. I just haven't. Over the years, I've wanted to. I just recently I wanted to. I didn't want to in college, but recently I've wanted to.
Yeah.
And so I've tried it a few times with some buddies, and it's never done anything for me. Done zero.
I'm not a fan.
It's done nothing at all to me. And Nicole is telling me now. She said, "Hey, look, I don't want you to do that unless I'm around."
Was she your mom?
No. But she doesn't want me to do it unless she's there. And I think it's because she wants to make sure I don't do anything like stupid. It's not crack.
You're a 41-year-old man.
It's not meth. It's not acid. It's not anything. Like, I'm not going to go crazy.
If you can't act responsibly, then that's your problem.
I know. So why do you think it is that she doesn't want me to? You think it's a control thing?
Because you're an immature asshole?
Well, that's true. That's absolutely
ridiculous.
True.
I don't. My wife would never. First of all, she wouldn't say that, and even if she did, I would tell her, "Go fuck yourself."
I mean, because my wife can't do it. She's in the medical field, right. And if she ever got tested, then it would be like, well, then she has to pay the consequence for doing that. So I think that she just wants to be around to see how I act. Maybe
right. Because she wants to babysit you is what she wants to do. Because and that's, to me, that's bullshit. Because again, look, I'm a 40-year-old guy. All right, I'm a man. I'm a 40-year-old man. I'm an adult. I have 2 kids. I have responsibilities. I know when to say when and when to stop. It's not like I'm fucking 22 years old. Don't treat it. But see, I have a big thing. That's like a hot button with me or whatever. Like, I don't like being treated like a child. Like, don't fucking treat me like a child. I'm a grown ass man.
I don't feel like it's treating me like a child. I feel like
it is. It is.
I just feel like maybe that she's being overprotective, or I don't know. I don't know, man.
Because you're a child.
I am, but that's the thing, is that I am a child.
You're silly, though, but come on.
I'm a child. I am an absolute adolescent. in a 41-year-old body.
If you're a 41-year-old guy and you can't be trusted to, like, you know, partake in the smoking of the weed, to where you're like, you know, you're at someone's house, you're there for the night, you're not going to go anywhere, you're not going to do anything stupid. If you can't be trusted with that, then you're an asshole. Okay, that is pathetic.
I'm just ready for it to be legal here.
All right, TooBadDads.com. You can subscribe and hit us up with anything, whether it be something serious like that. You caught your kid, you know, smoking weed, whatever, or you just want to tell Josh to stop acting like he's like a professor or something. I don't know. Again,
I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Oh, Jesus.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and that's where I hear about a lot of stuff. And then I do a little research.
You know what I hate? I hate the guys who go, oh, I listen to NPR. Fuck you! No, just me? Okay. Sorry.
I listen to Radio Lab.
Because I have an FM station on, or listen to any kind of music. Like, oh, I don't listen to radio. I listen to NPR. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't be a douche. Please. All right. Again, it's the little things that annoy me.
Hey, subscribe, please. We appreciate that. And at some point in time, maybe you'll make some money.
Highly doubtful, but I'm trying to be positive about it.
Maybe one day.
All right.
Thanks for hanging.